Hi, I'm Karen from Soul Connection Yoga, and today I am bringing you a class from a special request from a friend. So she's asked for a strong class. So today we're going to do a class that leads up to headstand with some nice, fun, strong, creative sequencing on the way. To start our practice today, you're going to need a yoga block or something that can act as a yoga block, and you're going to come over and lie down on the mat. Bring your feet hip width apart and bring your hands down by your hips. Take a moment here to notice the connection between your body and the mat. Feel the strength of the earth, the ground supporting your body. Esther Hicks says that the health of the body is a direct reflection of the quality of the thoughts, the quality of the mind. So as we move through our practice today, let your thoughts be enriched by words of strength and courage. I am strong. I am resilient. I am powerful. Whatever words bring that idea of strength, embody that idea of strength. Bring those to mind as you move through your practice. And take an inhale and push through the feet. Let the hips rise to the ceiling. On your next inhale, lift the toes. Press the heels down. We're going to take a toe lifted walk to the short edge of the mat, walking the feet away from you, keeping those hips lifted. Feel the strength of the hamstrings, the calves as you walk away, going as far as you can, and then walking all the way back in. Nice small steps. Try not to cheat. Good. Walk those heels away. Keep the hips lifted. And walk them back in. Good. Squeeze the hips up. Lower the toes. And roll the hips down. Good. Really nice. Grab your block, please. And bring the short edge of the mat, in between your elbows, and squeeze the block with the elbows. Keep your ribs glued down to the mat. So I'm going to accentuate, but your ribs are going to want to lift and flare. Keep your ribs down. And you're going to tap your fingertips over your head. Nice and short to start with. Keep squeezing that block. Readjust if you need to, which I do. Keeping those ribs down. Notice where you feel the work. In the pecs, the shoulders, the biceps. And then gradually start to direct the fingertips further away from your ears. Just very slowly, walking arms away. Good, keep squeezing the block. Can you keep the ribs down? Really lengthen. Oh, it's a challenging one for me. If you've ever had rotator cuff injuries like I have, this is quite a challenge. Coming gradually back, closer and closer to the ears. Keeping those ribs down. Good. And take it out again, gradually walking away. Relax the jaw. Ribs down. It's like a mantra, ribs down, ribs down. And then walking back in towards you. back towards the ears. Squeeze that block, ribs down. And relax there. Cross the arms over, wrap the hands under and try and hold on to the shoulder blades there. Swap the opposite arm on top and reach for the shoulder blades again. Take your block, long, narrow edge, and press it into the thighs, draw the knees over the hips, flex the feet. Bring the outside, the long edge, baby finger edge, can't get my words out, onto the block. Good. Bring the hands roughly as wide as the block here. Good. Now press the block really firmly into your hands and vice versa. You're going to feel the obliques, the sides of the waves switch on. You're going to raise the right arm overhead, tap the thumb to the floor and bring it back. And then left side. Good. And now right arm and right leg. Keep that block connected. Lengthen the arm and leg as far away as you can. If you need to bend the knee and just tap the toes to the floor, you can do that instead. 3 each side. Relax the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Good. Bring the block to one side and cross the ankles and draw the knees in towards you. You're going to rock and roll all the way up to seated from here. And coming over into a tabletop position. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Reach your right arm out in front of you as you inhale, reach the arm up. Then turn the palm out, sweep the arm behind you. Thumb facing down, tap the thumb to the floor. Keep the hand as it is, reach up. When you need to, flip the palm in and drop the baby finger side down. Working to keep the hips stable, the pelvis, the torso nice and steady, and just working with this movement in the shoulder. So that rotation comes right from the arm and shoulder, arm and socket joint, all the way into the elbow and the wrist. Next time the arm comes forwards, bring it back to tabletop. Left side. Inhale, reach up, turn the palm out and tap. Notice how that's feeling side to side. So for me, this left side is really crunchy, quite sticky. How does it feel in your body? Let's make that our last. Good. From here, we're going to lower the forearms down towards the floor and then inhale, push them up. Exhale to lower. Really push the floor away with the heel of the hands as you lower. Inhale, rise up. Try and keep the lumbar spine in neutral. Try not to overarch through the low back. Good. 3 more. Exhaling. Inhaling. Good. And then we're going to work with the hands here. So lifting the heel of the hands, the thumbs pressing the fingers into the floor, and then exhale, lowering the heel of the hands, the thumbs. Good. Just working with the inhale, exhale here. Try and keep the fingers and thumbs spread as wide as you can comfortably go. Last one here. Lift, hold, and exhale, release. Good. Sit back on your heels, lengthen the arms out in front of you. From here, on your inhale, you're going to rise on up to a downward facing dog. Breathing here, pedaling out through the heels. And then exhale, lowering the knees all the way back down. Untucking the toes. Sweeping the arms behind you, interlacing all fingers and thumbs. Draw the knuckles back and down. Tuck the toes under, push back. Bring the hands to prayer position. Rise on up to stand. Walk to the top of the mat and find your mountain pose. Feel that strong connection between the soles of the feet and the mat beneath you. As you inhale, reach the arms up, lift up, push down with the feet. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, either hands to shins or fingers to floor. Exhale, fold, chin to chest. Inhale, halfway lift, crown of the head extends forwards. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your plank. Push the heels back, drag the heel of the hands towards the feet, even though the hands don't move at all. Feel that connection in the inner unit as you exhale all the way down. Inhale, untuck the toes, cobra, elbows to heels. Exhale, push back, reverse plank. Take an inhale, exhale here. Press through the base of the thumb and first finger. Lift the sit bones to the ceiling. Inhale, look forwards, walk, step or jump to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up. And exhale, bring them back to the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze navel to spine. Exhale, fold. Try not to rock the weight into the heels or the toes. Inhale, halfway lift, keeping that weight central in the feet. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk, step, jump back to your plank. Lower through your version of chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, reverse plank to downward facing dog. Push the floor away with the hands. Let the sit bones lift. There's a sense of broadening your collarbones to the long edges of the mat. Lifting the low ribs up towards the spine. Inhale, I want you to raise your right heel up towards the ceiling. Looking back at the toes, keep all 5 toes pointing down towards the floor. Equal weight between both arms. Bend the knee. Inhale, bring the knee forwards, tap the back of the right elbow. Lengthen the collarbones forwards. Inhale, lift that heel up. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Pause here. You're going to post this leg underneath the left arm. Outside edge hits the mat. Turn the inner edge of the back foot down. Rise up into a side plank variation. As you exhale, you're going to lower your right glute towards the floor. As you inhale, you're going to push up. Exhale, almost lowering. Inhale, push up. Last time. Inhale, push up. Reach that top hand down, step back, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out here. Left side. Left heel lifts. As you exhale, tap that elbow to knee. Collarbones reach forwards. Exhale, lift through the heel. Inhale, point the toes, tap. Breathing out. Breathing in. Hold. And then post that leg, rolling onto the inside edge of the back foot. Lift your right arm up. As you exhale, the left glutes almost touch, and then push up. Exhale. Last one. Come back to your downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, look forwards, walk, step or jump to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. We're going to come through chair pose here. Big toe mounds together, sink the seat nice and low. Reach your arms forwards, biceps in line with the ears. And then lift your chest until you're looking straight ahead. Keep the arms framing the ears. Can you tuck the tailbone under here? We're holding here for 10, 9, make sure you can see all 10 toes, 7, 6, tailbone under, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straight legs. Bring the hands back to Anjali Mudra. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Push the floor away as you fold with the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, roll the shoulders forwards. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And this time exhale, step back to your downward facing dog, please. Inhale, raise your right leg up as high as it will go, pointing the toes. Keep the weight even in both hands, both arms. Bend the right knee, drop the heel behind the left glute. Keep pushing the left heel down towards the floor. Options to take that foot behind the left calf, toes down, heel up. Flip onto the outside edge of your left foot and then reach your right arm past your top ear. Drive the hips to the ceiling for Wild Thing. Inhale, sweep the right arm back to the mat. Right leg lifts, the three-legged dog. So you're going to roll forwards into plank with that right leg lifted and try and lower through three-legged plank. Three-legged chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. One more round of breath. Getting really nice, guys. We're going to reach that left leg all the way up. Point the toes. Lift the leg as high as it will go. You can open the inner thigh, the inner hip there. As you exhale, bend the knee. Drop that heel behind the opposite thigh. Now you can stay here. I'm going to stay here on this side where you can flip your dog, dropping that lifted foot down to the floor, tiptoes, driving the hips up towards the ceiling, and the top hand lifting past the top here. Inhale, come back to your three-legged dog, rolling forwards into plank and lowering through a three-legged chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Keep the fingers steepled here, nice active arms. You're going to walk the hands round to frame the left knee, keeping the wrists roughly shoulder distance apart, and flatten the palms down onto the floor. To increase that stretch, take the right hand over to the left and then stretch both arms away, trying to keep the glutes and the heel connected. Inhale, walk the hands back round to center and over to the opposite side. You can bring that left hand onto right hand here, lengthen the arms away from you. Relax the head. Inhale, bring both hands back to center and we'll rise on up to a downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to have a go at bringing the forearms down to the mat. We're going to do right forearm first, so right forearm down, left forearm down, left forearm up, right forearm up, left forearm down, right forearm down, right forearm up, and left forearm up. And we're going to have a go at lowering both forearms together. Good. Try and keep those elbows right under the shoulders, and then walk the feet in a little closer. What you can feel is that the weight wants to come forwards towards the wrists. Push the weight back, keeping the shoulders behind the wrist creases. So if the shoulders are coming ahead of the wrist creases here, you want to drive the weight back. Drive those heels down. And then exhale, lower two knees to the floor. Rise up into a kneeling position. Sweep the arms behind you. Interlace fingers and thumbs. Draw the knuckles back and down. Options to pause here or hinge from the hips and fold forwards. You might start to bring the heel of the hands up towards the ceiling. Try and keep space between the shoulders and ears. Release the arms. Stretch the arms out in front of you. Bring the shoulders over wrists. Tuck the toes under, coming into plank pose. Push the space between the shoulder blades, the rhomboids, up towards the ceiling. Good. The feet hip width apart. We're going to start to twizzle the hips to the side. So you're going to go towards the left side first. So outside edge of left foot comes down, inside edge of right foot. And then swap sides. So keep the hips nicely lifted. We're just twizzling the feet side to side. Good. One more to the left. And one more to the right. Come back through center. Drag the heel of the hands back towards the feet and lower with control all the way down. Untuck the toes. Reach your arms out in front of you. And relax the forehead down. Take a breath. As you inhale, lift the arms, lift the legs. We're going to try and roll onto our back here without using the arms or legs. So get a little bit of momentum and then rolling yourself over, lifted arms and legs, and then rolling yourself back onto your belly. Have a go in the opposite direction. I've not got enough room for me to do that here, so have a go, you have a go. And when you've got onto your back, and come back onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, bring your forearms onto your mat, one stacked in front of the other. Tuck your toes under and walk the toes towards you, kneecaps lift. Push up into your forearm plank from here. Take a peek back, feet hip width apart. Keep the right forearm down, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot, inside edge of your left foot, left arm sweeps up. As you exhale, coming the opposite way. Good, one more either side. Keep those hips lifted, reach through the arm. Come back to your plank. Lower the knees. Sit back, child's pose. Arms down by the sides of the hips. And take a breath here. Well deserved. Exhale and breathe out through the mouth. 2 more of those. One more. Okay. We're going to have a little play with headstand practice. So if you've never done headstand before, a little test of whether your shoulders are strong enough or how you felt in your forearm plank earlier. If it was really hard for you to get extension through the shoulders, lift the hips, then I would say probably don't go into headstand today. If you've got a nice strong headstand practice already, your task will be to keep the weight really light on the head so you can almost lift the head off and to float rather than kick. The more you kick, the more unstable the pose becomes, the more you're relying on brute force and less technique and less engaging the right muscles. So the first thing we're going to do here is interlace your fingers and thumbs, make a basket weave with the hands. Bring the thumbnails just to touch. We're going to bring that shape down on the mat with the elbows shoulder width apart. And we're going to come up into downward facing dog from here. So a little bit like our forearm down dog earlier. Keep the head off the floor. Keep pushing into the elbows and bringing the shoulders behind the elbows, the elbow creases. And then walk the feet towards you as close as you can, towards the elbows. So ideally your hips would be over your shoulders. If your hamstrings are super tight, you might need to bend the knees and walk in. Now lay the crown of the head down in between the basket weave of the palms and walk the feet a little closer. We do a single leg lift here and lower, and the opposite leg and lower, and lower the knees to the floor and take a little rest. Bring the arms down by the sides of the legs. Take a moment here and just notice how the neck is feeling, how the shoulders are feeling. If that felt like enough work for you, so realistically maybe 10% pressure in the head, not a lot at all. That felt like enough, you're going to come back and do those nice single leg lift drills. If you've got a little bit more, then we're going to play and take it one step further. Same position with the hands and the elbows and shoulders. Walking in, placing the head down, and then seeing if you can bend one knee in towards your belly and lightly floating and touching down. Good. Lower the knees down, rest the arms, and take a breath. So if you feel ready at this point to take it all the way up into a headstand, then that's going to be our work now. So I'm going to give you a moment here to play with your headstand, options given. If you're coming all the way up with me, fingers crossed, we're going to come back to that same position, walking in, lifting one knee up, lifting the other knee up, she says, and seeing if you can just hold here, lightening up through the shoulders, through the head. Options to take your legs all the way up or simply come down and rest it out. Breathing in your headstand for a few more moments here, or pausing in child's pose. I'm going to come all the way down onto the belly. Bring your left arm out into T shape, right hand in cobra, so palm of the hand is on the floor next to the right shoulder. Left cheek is on the mat. Bend the right knee up in towards you. Drop that right foot behind the left thigh, so you're rolling onto the underside of that left armpit. Lift the hip and press into that left shoulder here. And close the eyes down. Using your right hand for control, coming back onto your belly. The left hand comes into cobra. Right hand reaches out to the side. Right cheek on the floor. Left heel bends to the butt. And then drop that leg behind the opposite thigh. Okay, the more you lift and direct that knee to the ceiling, the deeper the hip stretch. Breathing here. Come back all the way onto your belly. Push yourself back to a kneeling position. Bring the hands to the thighs. Close the eyes down. With the eyes closed, inhale, raise the arms. And as you exhale, twist towards your left thigh, front hand across the thigh, back hand reaching behind you. Roll the chin down to the chest. Inhale, reach up, look forwards. Exhale, twist the opposite way. Inhale, reach the arms up. Find your prayer overhead. Bring the thumbs down to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste.